Hi there, everybody. This is Jim. I'm here for a slightly different reason today. Instead of fishing, I'm going to talk about some Mexican documentation that you need in order to fish. And oh my gosh, has it been difficult to find. So getting an FMM, which is what you need if you're going to fish within 12 miles of a landmass in Mexico, which I think would include the South Nine, anywhere around the islands, the rock pile. If you're not 20 miles offshore and you're fishing down in that area, my understanding is that you need an FMM. So I used to get one all the time from a site that is no longer working, and for this entire year I was completely unable to figure out where to go to get it and how to go through the process of getting it, and I just figured it out, and it is a huge pain in the butt. So I thought maybe I would just do a quick video here and explain to you what the process is, what you have to do, because before, when you did it, you just filled out the paperwork and you were done. Now you have to create an account, upload a copy of your passport, enter your passport information, do all this other stuff in order to get it. And so I'm just going to walk you through that process, and I will put a link in the description on how you get to this page and sort of walk you through what the process is for generating the document. The first thing I wanted to point out is that probably both Chrome and Edge, Microsoft's browser, have the ability to translate from Spanish to English. The website that we're going to go to doesn't offer you that. The only language they have is Spanish. And I wasn't able to figure out where on Chrome I could go to translate it. And I also was having some problems with my version of Chrome where the page just wasn't loading correctly. So I switched over to, not Internet Explorer, Edge. I switched over to Edge. And it turns out that as soon as the page loaded, it asked me, do you want to render this page in English? And I said, yes, I do. There's also an option for there's also additional options. And in those additional options, you can say, always translate from Spanish to English. This is what I would recommend that you do for this process, because it gets very difficult to work through these forms if everything is in Spanish and you don't speak Spanish. So let's get started. I'm going to load up the page here real quick, and we will walk through what the process is. So this is the URL that you need to go to, and the translation stuff is up here. So you can see that I've said translate to English and do it always. You could also show original or whatever. It just popped up the first time before I ever made any of these choices and asked me if I wanted to translate the page. But if you just do the page and you start stepping into these different pages, it's not going to continue to ask, and it's not going to continue to convert it to English. So you have to tell it that you want it to convert everything from Spanish to English. This right here is absolutely not what you want. You do not want a digital FMM. You want to go into portal services. Blah, 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 blah. The first step that you're going to need to do is go in here and create an account. So in order to do that, you're going to have to enter the information that's on your passport. I believe this is going to be your first and middle name, last name, birth date, gender, nationality. If you're trying to figure this out and it's in Spanish, I ended up picking RUSA because that was the closest thing that I could find. It turns out that that was Russia, so I had to start over. But once it's in English, it gets a little bit easier to figure out where it is that you want to go. And I can't remember if it's, no, it's not America, it's United. Let's just type in States. And nope, oh, United States, nope, that's not it. Let's type in America. Ah, it's American for nationality. Country code is going to be United States, I believe. United States of America. Enter your email address, confirm it. They've got some kind of a weird mask on this text box that makes it really weird to enter your information, and it's going to prevent you from logging back in without re-entering your email address once you've created your account, but that's irrelevant. So the other thing I wanted to point out is that this you have to enter this CAPTCHA. This is a security mechanism right here, and it turns out that it's case sensitive, that there are no spaces. If it looks like a space, just ignore it. You're going to type in the letters, and if it looks like an uppercase letter, type it in as uppercase. If it looks like a lowercase, type it in as lower, and it may take you a couple of times to get it right because it's a little bit confusing. If you don't like the layout of the letters, just click on this right here. It'll send you a different one, and then you can still create your account. So I've already created my account. There's no back on this either, so let's see, how do I go back? Oh, cancel. So now we're going to go back in here. I am going to log in. And like I said, once you've, this shouldn't be showing up like this. It takes the @ out. It's some kind of a weird thing that they're doing with their text box. So you just got to start over. And then I want to type in my password. And nope, you don't want to go here. Once again, you want to go here. Oh, I apologize. There's one thing you got to do first, and that's register documents. So you're going to have to capture a document, which basically means what they want is a copy of your passport. And once you get to this screen, you can either click this button, which is going to be for your phone if you're on your mobile device in order to capture that photo, or you can load an image from your computer, which is what I chose to do. I would definitely say you want to scan the passport and not try to take a photo of it. That didn't work very well for me. And you wanted to make sure that the photo includes all of this information down here and everything all the way up to here. Once you've captured the document, you're going to click on validate the document. Basically what that's going to do is you're either going to get, it's either going to pass or it's not going to pass depending on whether or not it can read your image. And even if it does read your image, it's trying to translate this image into text, and sometimes it's not going to be able to do that. It's going to make mistakes or leave stuff blank. So you just need to fill in the rest of the information, validate it, and you'll end up with something like this down here. And so once you've done that, then you go back here and you say, I want to start services, start process. So I don't want FMME, I want sport fishing. Then I'm going to start the process. Do you want to start the process? Yes, I want to start the process. And I've already created a few of these. I've been playing around with this for a few days trying to figure all this stuff out. So I'm not going to create another one. But you can click in here and go to process. Basically what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to go into this ship section and enter the information for your boat. If you're registering your boat and it asks you for your license plate, it's asking you for your boat number, your CF, whatever, not your license plate number, and your boat name. And you have to do the CAPTCHA thing again. So I've already entered mine in. There's all of my info. Then you have to go in here and type in this information. What are you looking for? So it's a passport. Is the type of document, and you just enter. I've already registered, so I'm going to pick that one, and then enter my email address and confirm it, and then you're going to come down here and say, where are you entering, what day are you departing, and what day are you returning? I used to enter Ensenada in as my port, but I don't see that on here anymore, so I'm entering Rosarito. The number of passengers that you put in here is going to dictate the price. I believe it's approximately $40 per person. And this document, the FMM, once you get it, is considered to be single use. Even though you can put a range of dates of 6 months from start, if you leave Mexico, you aren't allowed to use the same document to come back with, according to them. So then you just finish that process, record the information, and generate the document. And that's basically all there is to it. But my God, what a pain in the ass it was to figure this out. So I'm hopeful that this will help you and that that my nightmare will not become your nightmare. Hopefully I've helped you in some way. Feel free to hit me up with questions if something's not working out, and I'll do my best to help. Thank you.